Hello, Vicki St. James here with Stephen Eilers. Today's guest is someone who lives and breathes the world of plants and loves every minute of it. Stephen Eilers is the Horticulture and Natural Resources Coordinator for Iowa State University Blackhawk County Extension and Outreach, where he's been helping gardens grow and inspiring gardeners for nearly a decade. Stephen's journey began back in 2008 when he completed the Master Gardener course, and he's been deeply involved ever since. I love it. When the perfect opportunity opened up with Extension in 2016, Stephen jumped at the chance to turn his passion into a profession. Now in his ninth year with the county, Stephen leads the way in coordinating. Now in his ninth year with the county, yes, Stephen leads the way in coordinating both the ISU Extension and Outreach Master Gardener and Master Conservationalist, ooh, that's a mouthful, programs. He answers gardening questions from local residents, manages dedicated volunteers, hosts educational classes for the public, and shares his knowledge through public speaking. Whether you're an experienced grower or just curious about the green world around you, you're going to enjoy this conversation. Please welcome the plant-loving powerhouse, Stephen Eilers.
Hello.
Hello, Stephen. It's such a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you. Yes, my pleasure. So tell us about ISU Blackhawk County Extension and Outreach.
Well, we are busy. We are one of 100 different extension offices in the state. So
Wow.
99 counties, 100 extension offices. So every county has one.
Okay.
Some are bigger, some are smaller, depending on the
Yes.
county, obviously.
Yes.
But we are here to help people with extension-based questions in agriculture, in food preservation, in gardening, in ag and natural resources, whatever. There's a
Yes.
4-H. There's a million different things we do.
Ooh, how exciting is that? And what do you like the most about your position as coordinator of horticulture and natural resources?
I like helping people and answering questions. I think it's kind of that teacher in me that kind of likes, come to me with a problem, we'll probably solve it. I like being in front of the class. We do our weekly Master Gardener course in spring, and I'm working with people. Some are very new, some are less new, but helping them to get knowledge and helping them to understand more, and hopefully have them ask more questions as well. So
Yes.
that's what I enjoy the most, is the people and helping them.
Oh, that's so exciting. So, Stephen, tell me, who do you count as your influences in life?
Family. That's kind of the pat answer, but had a lot of wonderful people in my family who were very involved in community and the helping professions, and also growers. A family with a lot of farmers, and grew up in touch with the land, and I think that's kind of in you. I think that becomes kind of part of your DNA.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How beautiful. And what is your personal mission statement, Stephen?
Well, it's my mission statement, but I'm not always great at it. It's writing from a George Strait song. Go on. It says, "Don't wait to live life, because it won't wait for you."
Oh, I love that song, and I love that as your mission.
Yeah.
How beautiful is
and I need
that?
to remind myself of that, because I tend to get very busy and with the day to day, and
Of course. Yes, of course. I understand. So tell me, do you have any spring plans?
Well, right now, spring is, I always say I'm on a farmer schedule. So spring is very, very, very busy. We start, we have a little break in late, after the crops are out, November through January, and then it starts in earnest. We're getting ready for so many things. And then once we hit mid-March, or late February, actually, we start our Master Gardener course, which is, we have a Zoom every week for 10 to 12 weeks, depending on the schedule.
Nice.
We're doing site visits. We're going out and learning live, which is awesome. I love the field trips and taking people out to new places and helping them explore.
Sweet.
Our library classes are in full swing. So every Monday and Tuesday in April, we have library classes, a lot of live events with earth fairs and Iowa Eats and home shows. And it's a very, very busy time of year. Which that's good. It's spring. It's time to get out in the fields.
That's
I
right.
say this is when I'm the most busy, and then mid-May it kind of levels off a little bit, and then we'll go on to the next thing.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's reach back into the past. Do you have any fun childhood stories to share?
I grew up on the farm, and I said basically it was feral. And back then that was more common. But
Yeah.
you know, every picture of me is in shorts and bare feet with an animal
Aw,
outside. With exploring, playing in the corn crib and the barn
sweet.
and the creek, and animals and the grove, and just being outside a lot
I
as a
love
kid.
it.
Playing in the cow tank, which was our pool before it was cool. And just being out there. So every picture had an animal, and every picture had bare feet.
That's so cute. And you never got an injury to your feet?
Oh, I think I stepped on a hoe once
Oh,
yeah, actually while
ouch,
walking beans.
ouch.
But yeah, amazingly, I never actually stepped on a nail.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
that's amazing.
Plus, my feet were about as tough as cement after walking outside.
Yes.
So I think
Oh,
they're
I'm
kind
sure.
of bulletproof.
I'm
So
sure.
yeah, I still like to be barefooted. Actually, so
That's pretty
it's still
good.
my preference.
Oh, that's so cute. So tell me, Stephen, do you have any pet peeves? And if so, what are they?
Well, anytime they mention the phrase social media influencer, I cringe. Just like,
Okay, let's
know,
talk about it.
yeah, get a job, get a life. You're filming stupid videos so that people like you.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't be desperate.
right.
Get a real job. Do something to make the world a better place.
Yes.
Rather than just staging videos to
Yeah.
get attention for yourself. Come on.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
So
come on.
that one always irritates me. And also when people unpack styrofoam coolers and they make that
Yes.
squeaking sound,
Oh,
or even like big styrofoam cups,
yeah.
that's my nails on a chalkboard.
Oh
right
my
there.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, ugh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I've never thought about it, but now that you say that, yucky.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is creepy.
Yeah. There's just something about it that just
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's switch it up a little. Do you have a bucket list? And if so, what is on that list?
Well, I need to travel more.
Ooh.
My bucket has been pretty empty of late.
Yeah.
I think my bucket is right now just full of work, but
Oh.
I want to go to Hawaii,
There you go.
and I probably need a couple days to unwind. Then I'll need a
Yes.
couple days to enjoy it, and then a couple
Yes.
days to dread coming back. So I better plan at least 7 to 10 days.
Right.
And honestly, I just want to see the sights and lay on the beach and just the water
Yes. Right.
and the breeze, and
Yes.
switch from a cup of coffee to a tropical drink now and then, and
Yeah, there you go.
just enjoy. And I want to go to Germany also to see where the family was from, where the family of origin. I know some other family members have done it. I think it'd be great. So
Oh, how
I
exciting
know
is that?
two very different places, but
Yes.
that's on my list.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm flying out to Florida tomorrow, not to make you jealous, but I will be laying on the beach all week.
Way to rub it in. Way to rub it in.
Sorry about that.
I'll
Sorry
be here,
I know you will be.
holding the fort down.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about new career related endeavors. Do you have some?
We do, and again, we're always innovating. We're always trying to find ways. Like, what do people need? What's going to be a way we can reach more people?
Mhm.
Coming up this fall, and it's a new program through Iowa State
Okay.
Extension. It's the Master Woodland Steward. So it is all
Ooh.
forest, all woods, all the time. And it's going to be starting in mid-August. We start when it's hot, but we're going to be in the woods, so it'll be fine. And it's going to be all tree-based. So one of our lessons in Master
Nice.
Conservationist was woods and forest, but this one is all. And they've done it in a few counties in Iowa, so I'm not the first to try it out, which is great.
Yeah.
But going to be the first in this area. So very excited. Only takes 20 people, so
Okay.
I think it's going to fill it very, very fast. But
Yes.
that's something new we're bringing in. There's another one that I'm keeping under my hat. Got to do a little more research. It's just in the beginning stages at Iowa State now, but I'd love to bring it. So
Oh.
adding, can't do every program every year, but there's just not time. But if we
Right.
can add some in and start it in rotation, and find new people who want to learn new things. And lifelong learners are really our bread and butter. We love lifelong learners, people who want to come in and continually just grow and do new things and meet new people.
Yes, absolutely. And meet new people. It's a social endeavor as well.
It's a big connection thing.
That's so beautiful. So tell me, when did you first know that you wanted to work in horticulture and natural resources? Were you a child or?
Yeah, again, grew up surrounded by fields and farm.
Yeah.
Always had, we farmed when I was little. was still surrounded by farms, and mom always had a huge garden. Got a little smaller as she got older, and family got less.
Yeah.
Still hate picking green beans from standing on my head picking green beans
Oh my
as a
gosh.
child. But always had a hand in it. Even in college, if I lived someplace that had a little area, I'd always plant something.
Oh.
I've always liked to plant. If it's a few things in a flower bed, that's fine. If it's a rental place, I've probably left peony bushes or something else there that I had to plant that I wanted to plant. So I've always enjoyed it. As I've gotten to a certain age, it's become a little more fun, and my body doesn't take it as well anymore, but I tend to still dive in and work my fool head off. Then the next morning when I can't get out of bed, I remind myself that I'm not 25 anymore, and take a couple of Tylenol and go back to it the next day.
There you go. And tell me, this wasn't something we discussed we were going to talk about, but you house the baseball players.
I do.
Let's talk about that.
I do. They're completely not work related at all.
Yes.
A couple years ago, I saw something on Facebook that the host families had met, and I said, God kind of spoke to me and said, you need to do this. And I just said, I need to do this.
Yes,
and made a
I
call
love it.
and said, if there's still openings, I want to throw my house in the ring and host a baseball player. I knew a few people who had done it, but really was not involved prior to that. And they said, okay. And that was it. And next thing you know, I've had 6 different boys live with me over the last couple of years, some temporary for a few days or a few weeks, and then some for the rest of the longer part of the season. And they come from all over, and they come and they live in my cool little basement for a few months. And I go to a lot of ball games. I never thought I'd go to so many ball games.
Right.
But I do. I have my own little spot underneath the roof and behind the net, so I don't sit in the sun. I don't get hit by a baseball.
Sweet.
Those are my rules. Where I can sit and enjoy and cheer and whistle and just enjoy the game. And that'll be starting Memorial Day. So that means I need to get my basement in order and get it cleaned and wash the bedding, and all of a sudden it just starts, and here we go.
Yes, and here we go.
Yeah.
If someone watching wants to do the same, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, contact the Waterloo Bucks.
Okay.
Go to the Facebook, go to call Dan. I know they still need a few host families. It's a great experience. It really is. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. First year I said it's either going to be awesome or awful. I will know by August, and it was awesome. You enjoy getting to know the baseball player that you're living with and his friends that are there, and then you also get to know the families, and you get to know other baseball families as well. So we're every August when the boys go back to school and we're here, we call each other empty nesters. We're baseball empty nesters. Then we get together once a month because we spend so much time together out of the ballpark. We're like, now what do we do with all of that time? I actually have to stay home now. What? So
What?
I enjoy it. So I think other people would too.
Oh my gosh, I love the alliteration. Awful, awesome
Awful
August.
Awesome. Yep.
That's pretty good. So, do you have any fun stories from housing those boys that you can share?
Yeah. My first year, I told my young man, and he's a pretty quiet guy, great kid, pretty quiet. Hung out with like maybe 5 people on a regular basis, but not, wasn't a big party here. But I said, it's the end of the season. If you want to have a couple guys over after the game, I'll get the fire put out, and you can sit around. It'll be fun. Just a few of them, kind of the end of summer camp kind of feeling, and we can just sit around and then go home after that. Well, the day before, I said to him, so I was going to provide food, do some walking tacos, a very Iowa thing to do.
Yummy.
Yeah, exactly. Sit outside, eat walking tacos. What's better?
Right.
And I said, so how many guys are you thinking? Just so, I'd have an idea. And I think he'd say like 3 to 5. And he said, well, according to the group text, and as soon as he had group text, I'm like, what? He said about 15 so far. And then as we got there, and it started about 11 o'clock because they had a home game. And by the time they got there, it was about 11 o'clock, which, normally this whole guy's in bed.
Right.
And 23 guys showed up total. They kept just coming from everywhere. And at one point, he said, he said, I think it's going to be more than 15. And I'm like, you think? And we were outside around the fire just eating and laughing until 3 a.m. So,
oh my gosh.
This guy took a big nap
Yes,
next day.
I'll bet you
'Cause
did.
I am not up till 3 o'clock. So it was great though. The kid enjoyed himself. It was his way.
Oh,
When
of
you don't have your own home,
course.
you've been
Right.
living in college and you're basically go from college to your home maybe a day or two to
Yes.
have your mom do your laundry and pack some
Right.
stuff and you're off again.
Yeah.
So it's fun for them to have a sense of home too, that this is their
Oh,
place. They
of
can have their friends over,
course. Of
which we want them.
course.
It's their home
Yes.
if for 8 weeks or whatever.
So did you have to keep going out to get more food?
Well, I ran out of chairs.
Oh, chairs.
Yeah,
Chairs are the biggie.
food I had.
Wow.
Food, yeah, I know. Food we made. I always have food home, but
I'm
yeah,
impressed.
nobody owns that many lawn chairs, so we ended up
No.
with dining room chairs and every chair I could find to make it work. So
Oh
again,
my
now I
gosh.
know. Next
Yes,
time
now
to
you
borrow
know.
chairs, but it was great. Still love that story.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah,
beautiful.
way fun.
Oh, how lovely is that? So, all right. So, where can listeners find ISU, Blackhawk County Extension and Outreach on social media and the web?
You bet. Well, social media, again, we do a lot of postings. So the Blackhawk County Master Gardeners have a Facebook page. Simply look up Blackhawk County Master Gardeners. We have a Northeast Iowa Master Conservation page,
Mhm.
which is not as busy, but it's certainly updated as well. And of course, Blackhawk County Extension and Outreach has their own page. So
Nice.
if you have a kid you want to get in 4-H, if you want to find out what we're doing, food preservation classes, we have great stuff coming up with sourdough. Everybody loves sourdough.
Yes.
And fermentation, something they've been.
Okay, so fermentation. Tell
Yeah.
me about that.
Sauerkraut, kimchi, stuff like that. Yeah. I actually learned to make
Oh,
sauerkraut last year. I've
are you
never.
serious?
Yeah, I assumed it was a whole
Ooh,
big thing, and it is very simple.
really?
Yeah, very gratifying too.
Oh
Like
my.
I don't eat it, but it's fun to make.
Fun to
And now I
make.
know how, and gave it to a coworker who adored it. But
Oh,
I love the learning process too. Again, that lifelong learning, something new. You can say, "Oh yeah, I
yes.
know how to make that." So
Yes.
that's coming up, and of course, our
Mm.
courses. We're still doing our seed giveaway. So if you need
Yeah,
seeds and you
seed
missed,
giveaway.
we between the Thursday we did our seed giveaway, Thursday noon and Saturday noon, we had 914 people come through our doors
Yes.
getting
Oh,
seeds. So
I'm
these are
so
free
glad.
seeds. We give them out to the community so they can go and plant. We had done a seed starting workshop, 2 of them, a few weeks prior, and then we give out the seeds, and we continue to have seeds. So if people need them, come to the Extension office in Blackhawk County. We still have seeds for you
Wow.
without the lines. You can still pick up what you need, and
Wow.
it's a little bit early to plant, but it's a good
Yeah.
time to start your tomatoes, start your peppers or your
Yes, of
eggplants. Get your stuff
course.
ready. May is going to be here in a heartbeat. Mother's Day
Yes.
is your
Yes.
perfect planting weekend, of course.
Right.
So it'll be here soon. So stop in to the Extension office, say hi, ask questions. Soil tests. People are getting ready to do soil tests for their lawns. They have a question about putting on spring chemicals and fertilizer, stuff like that. So
Nice.
we have answers. We can just stop in and see us on University Avenue.
Okay. And there's no amount that's too small to
No.
pick up seeds.
Nope.
Like you'd said, when you were in college, what did you grow? You grew something in your dorm room?
Actually, a little apartment. So right outside, I had some flowers, had a few pepper plants, a tomato
Oh,
plant.
cute.
Yeah, just something to feel like I was
Yes.
growing. So
Oh, it's beautiful.
didn't feed the family, but
No.
sometimes they grow stuff just to grow it. Even if I don't eat
Yes.
it,
Right.
I will grow it just to see like, oh, how does this grow?
Right.
And then see what I can do. So it's fun. So
Oh,
yeah, you
how
want to come in,
beautiful.
get your kids involved or your grandkids.
Yes.
Plant sunflowers with the kids or zinnias or something
There you
easy.
go.
Pumpkins, something that the kids can help plant. It's not about feeding the family. It's really just about teaching the kids to enjoy being outside,
Right.
getting their hands in the dirt,
Yes.
and enjoying the process. They'll plant that seed literally,
Yes.
and figure
Yeah.
plant that seed and just let them
Yeah.
learn to enjoy it. Let them go outside, and they'll the pride they're going to have whenever they plant something and it grows
Yes.
is going to be fun. And so we look for those easy things that people can get into, and
Right.
nothing. Don't start with roses.
No.
Start with a sunflower, something
There
that
you
the kids
go.
can enjoy, and zinnias for your little ones, and talk to us about raised bed gardening. We answer questions all day long. That's what we do.
Yes. Oh, that is so beautiful. The only time I've ever had a garden, I was 21 and living next door to the woman I'll be visiting in Florida. And she's like, Vicki, I've got this garden. Why don't you plant one? I told her I didn't know anything about gardening. She says, no problem. I'll teach you.
Yep.
And she did. She's so much like you. I mean, as far as wanting to help others, lifelong learners to learn how to grow. So
Exactly.
I planted carrots, tomatoes, peas, beans, snap peas, all that.
Yeah.
And then that night when I went to sleep, after I planted all that, I tried to sleep. I couldn't. I was so excited. It feels like being a part of life
Yeah.
in a larger format.
Oh yeah. And when you go outside and you see them little
Yes.
coming up out of the ground.
Yes. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So Stephen can help you make those dreams come true.
I can.
Yes. Any closing thoughts, Stephen?
No, just, I love what I do. We all do. We love answering questions and helping people. And, we're here to make Iowans stronger and better in your family situations. So if it's things with aging, things with kids, things with food, things with gardening, we do a million different things. We really do. We're busy all the time doing all these different things to help people and answering questions. So, check us out. We're not the best kept secret. We don't use that anymore because we've been around for like 100 and some years. But if you haven't discovered us yet, it is time. It is time to come and see us. Come to a library program. Take in an hour and a half of learning from a live person. There's more to life than YouTube.
Right.
Learn from a person. Ask questions. Be a part of something in your community. Get to know other great gardeners as well. So
that's
come and see us.
beautiful.
We're always around. We're always doing something.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much, Stephen. We're
Well,
over
thank you.
and out. Have a beautiful day. And remember, go plant a garden.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget.